We have some breaking news being reported by multiple insiders when it comes to the initiative and the Perfect Dark game they're making. Now, some of this news isn't the best news, but it's something we have to talk about because it affects not only Xbox, but it also affects Xbox's strategy for the next couple of years. Let's get into what is being reported and if the game is in trouble for the long term. Let's do this because there's a lot to talk about. Hey, what's up everyone? Thanks for stopping by and checking out the video. Remember to hit that subscribe button and that like button. The support is greatly appreciated. And if you want to be notified on future content, hit that small little bell icon. And if you want to go that extra mile to support the channel, hit that join button. Alright, enough of that. There's been this massive report that's coming out indicating that a lot of the top developers at the initiative are leaving the company because there's a lack of progress happening on the game. This apparently all started the last year or so, but really picked up steam when Xbox brought in Crystal Dynamics to help make the entire Perfect Dark game. In fact, I don't even want to speculate anymore. Let's get into what is being reported because there's a lot to talk about here in this article. Insider described Fast and Furious exits from Xbox's Perfect Dark studio. As much as half of the core development team have quit in the past year, Initiative management says it's confident in its team. Xbox's The Initiative Studio has been a Fast and Furious wave of senior departures in the past 12 months, VGC has learned. As much as half of the core development team known to be working on the upcoming Perfect Dark reboot quit the company during the last year, or around 34 people, analysis of employee LinkedIn profiles has revealed. That includes most of the Initiative's senior design team, including game director Dan Neuberger, design director Drew Murray, lead level designer Chris O'Neill, principal world builder Julian Myers, 2 senior system designers, a group of 3 former God of War designers, and more. And the turnover of top talent doesn't end in design. Perfect Dark's 2 most senior writers also recently quit, analyst shows, along with the project's technical director, tech art director, lead gameplay engineer, lead animator, QA lead, and more. According to LinkedIn, the initiative is now less than 50 people when duplicates, former employees, and erroneous listings are removed, and currently has just 3 roles advertised on its website. Analysis suggests it hired around 12 people in the past 12 months. Okay, let's just break that all down really quick. This indicates that the initiative was close to about 70 people on staff at one point, building out the core gameplay loop of the new Perfect Dark game. Yet now they're less than 50 people and also have hired around 12 people in the past 12 months alone. That's not a great track record to be a part of. The first time we saw about this game having trouble was when Drew Murray left the game about a year ago for family reasons, yet weeks later he joined his old team at Insomniac Games. Then we saw Dan Neuberger leaving along with all those God of War designers we reported about almost 2 years ago. So basically, all the top talent Xbox brought into the studio to make this massive game has left the game and the studio for other studios and other jobs. Some have actually left to go to other Xbox studios like the Coalition and others around the industry. But you know what? That's actually not the whole point of this. The whole point of this is that's a lot of vacant jobs and a lot of people leaving the studio because they didn't even feel appreciated, or they just thought that the game wasn't worth staying and they found other opportunities to grow as a person or in their career. But let's get right back into why this is happening. The timing of the departures coincides with the September 2021 announcement that Crystal Dynamics has been signed to co-develop Perfect Dark. This, combined with the new job roles currently advertised at the initiative, suggests that the Tomb Raider developer is likely taking a much stronger lead than first thought on the project. Interviews with multiple former and senior developers cited a lack of creative autonomy and slow development progress as the reason for their departures, and described the wave of exits as fast and furious, with project momentum said to be heavily affected. The initiative's management told VGC it's confident in the team it has in place and new talent joining, and pointed to industry-wide staffing challenges during the COVID-19 pandemic. Okay, so the first thing that stands out the most is the fact that this massive exodus really started once Crystal Dynamics was brought in to make the game. Now, most people reported this as normal and that this was all okay, yet while I thought it was a great idea to help build out a game, I also said it was a weird thing for Xbox to do because it isn't something most studios and publishers do. It's out of the ordinary. They don't create a core gameplay loop with 70 people, then bring in another studio like Crystal Dynamics to help build out their studio with 300 people on staff. Well, it's looking like that move might have rubbed a lot of people at the studio the wrong way, or it's because the studio couldn't create anything themselves and needed another studio to help them build the game out. No matter what the reason is, it's looking like Crystal Dynamics is going to have a far bigger role in this game's development than we originally thought. In fact, this is something that Daryl Gallagher talks about right here. It's no small task to build a studio and reinvent a beloved franchise, studio head Daryl Gallagher told VGC. In creating the initiative, we set out to leverage co-development partnerships to achieve our ambitions, and we're really excited about all the progress we're seeing with our relationship with Crystal Dynamics. In this journey, it's not uncommon for there to be staffing changes, especially during a time of global upheaval over the last 2 years, and there's plenty more work in front of us to deliver a fantastic Perfect Dark experience to our players. We wish all our former colleagues the very best, and I'm confident in the team we have in place, the new talent joining, and we can't wait to share more with the fans. To me, this does sound like a whole lot of PR talk, and of course it is. You aren't going to see a head of studio attack former employees and current employees that are on their staff or were a part of their staff. Yet the one thing that's true is that he talks about the upheaval over the last 2 years. The pandemic and everything going on around the world has shaken things up across the entire industry. That's just a fact. Most people don't want to face that at all, and it's something that's not only affecting the initiative, but it's hurting the gaming industry in general, which this article points out. Across the industry, many studios are currently facing a talent crisis, with the sheer level of expansion and investment in the sector making it challenging for even the biggest studios to retain and attract senior staff. According to former employees, many senior team members were frustrated by this perceived lack of autonomy and didn't feel heard on key issues such as development priorities, project planning, and team staffing. Gallagher and Neuberger, who were previously studio head and game director at Crystal Dynamics, wanted to make games the way they always had, with top-down direction, the sources said, while many initiative employees were expecting a more bottom-up approach. As a result, it's claimed that the development has progressed painfully slow, and a solid company culture never formed. All former employees VGC spoke to said they were surprised at how lenient Microsoft had been over the lack of progress. One person said, "Making games is hard enough, let alone when you feel like you can't get through to people making the decisions that affect everyone." The culture issue was partly behind the decision to bring on board Crystal Dynamics, it's claimed, with Gallagher and Neuberger allegedly hoping that production would move more smoothly with the introduction of a second team familiar with their methods. And this is where we'll leave this story, because it explains everything going on with the studio very plainly. The initiative was always going to be a tough studio to get off the ground. We know how long it takes for publishers to make a AAA studio pushing the boundaries of gaming. We know how hard it is for anyone across the industry to make a studio with this much talent. Xbox went hard at first and started to build the game out, yet the pandemic, lack of talented people, and maybe some creative direction problems didn't help the studio keep its talent around. You throw in the fact that they grabbed Crystal Dynamics to help build this game, and you can easily see the problems starting to mount up. It's why most people left the studio, and it's why more people will probably leave the studio in the next several months, if not the next year. It's because they understand Crystal Dynamics is going to have a massive say in the creative control of the game, and that's something that Daryl Gallagher wanted from the start, I think. And it shows that most people in the studio will work directly with them, but not have a massive say in what's going to happen in the game. This is crazy to see this day and age, and it's a unique way that Xbox is making this rebooted game. No matter what, it's a problem that Xbox is having right now, and it's something they'll deal with the entire time this game is in production. And after seeing insiders say we'll see this game at E3 or sometime this year, I wonder if that's the case, considering the studio might need more time to make this game. Yet I think the bigger problem is that there's no culture here. Daryl Gallagher built a team, yet he didn't build a team that works well with him. Instead, he brought in a lot of people that have a lot of creative control in what they did before and expected that same leniency when they were brought into this studio. Instead, it's more like Daryl Gallagher wants people to do what he says in his imagination and what's going on. Kind of like what other studios have done, where they have somebody at the top telling people what to do, and that's their vision. That's their vision of the game. They want that kind of game that they created and people to build it around them. It's why he brought in Crystal Dynamics to make this game, because that's what they're going to do. They're going to listen to Daryl, they're going to go through his creative vision, and they're going to build that game out. Not really question him. Sure, they'll give him feedback and more design choices, but either way, I'm skeptical about this because I'm tired of hearing about this game. I'm tired of hearing about this quadruple A studio. I want to see what you have for us. I want to see this game in full gameplay. I want to see what you're building, and I want to know what it's all about. I understand we had some showing at the Game Awards, and I understand that they've showed this game with a trailer, but they need to start showing gameplay, and they need to be a little more open and transparent of what's happening, even if it means talking to Crystal Dynamics and giving us what they're doing on the game. No matter what, I want to see what this is all about, and instead of talking about it, show me it. But enough of what I think about all this. Tell me what you think about all this. Are you surprised to see this new report? Will Perfect Dark get delayed into 2024 or 2025? Can Xbox salvage this new studio before it even gets its first game out? Does this mean that Crystal Dynamics will have a bigger say in the game development process? Will we see more talent leave this studio by end of year? Go down below and let me know. And I hope you enjoyed the video. And if you did, please hit that subscribe button and that like button to support us at the channel more than you know. And give me a follow on Twitter at Zalker87. I'm always on there talking games and sharing my latest videos. Plus, I love interacting with everyone there. So get on Twitter and let's talk about gaming. Also, follow me on Xbox Live. My gamer tag is Zalker87, just like my channel name. See what games I'm playing and let's compete in achievements for the month. So right now, I've been playing nothing but Elden Ring. I've been actually jumping into Sea of Thieves. But you know what? Elden Ring's kind of taking over my life. I've also been looking at Assassin's Creed because I want to get it to Valhalla. I want to do Dawn of the Ragnarok. I'm just feeling an Assassin's Creed game because that's what I love. I love those type of third-person games, open world. It's what I'm feeling right now, especially with Elden Ring taking that. I've been just jumping into Elden Ring. I'm at like the lava mansion right now, or the lava volcano manor, fighting bosses, exploring everything there. I'm loving every minute of it. Trust me, that game is amazing. I recommend it highly. And I know you know that Elden Ring has just been a massive game. It's taking over the gaming world, so check it out. Trust me, it's such a great game. But let me know what you're playing. Are you playing something on your PS5? Are you playing something on your Xbox Series X? Or are you waiting for something on PC to come out? Let me know down below because that's what we're here for. It's to talk games. And that's all for now. Thanks for watching. And until next time, remember, enjoy your gaming. Later.